You're watching a Valley Storm Team special presentation, Before the Storm.
Good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Hale.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Isaac Williams. And tonight, our Valley Storm Team is helping you get ready for what is expected to be another active hurricane season. You may remember last year, 30 named storms formed in the Atlantic, and that's why it's important for you to have a plan. Make it early and stick to it.
Over the last 54 years, 6 hurricanes have made landfall in the Rio Grande Valley. That breaks down to about a 9-year average. Last year, Hurricane Hannah hit the area. So it seems like we can breathe easy for the rest of the decade. But think again. Our hurricane frequency is governed by many different elements. And any one of those shifting the slightest could change everything. And we could be looking at a serious hurricane threat this coming season or any to follow. After last year's record hurricane season, the National Hurricane Center, well, it's been making some changes this year. Meteorologist Andrew Shipley has more on what's new.
With Hurricane Hannah making landfall in the Rio Grande Valley last summer, we experienced firsthand the wrath of the 2020 hurricane season. With a record 30 named storms, the use of Greek letter names were needed, something not done since 2005. But thanks to 2 Greek letters needing to be retired, the National Hurricane Center was forced to look at other options.
We've never had to retire Greek alphabet names. We've never been faced with that. How are we going to retire Greek alphabet names? We looked at pronunciation issues in different languages. We have to talk about French, Portuguese, and Spanish. It was hard to pronounce in some languages. There was alternate meanings. When we got to Zeta, there were so many people thought we were out of Greek alphabet names because it started with Z.
Starting this year, the National Hurricane Center will use a secondary list of 21 actual names, starting with Adria and ending with Will. NHC says this will also help with another issue that arose using Greek letters.
The Greek alphabet posed some challenges. It sort of distracted away from the hazards associated with the storms themselves. People were kind of fascinated with the fact that we were using the Greek letters rather than paying attention to the storms in some cases.
Another change that the National Hurricane Center is looking into is moving the start of hurricane season for future seasons up to May 15th to match the start of the Eastern Pacific season. The current start date is June 1st.
But earlier this season, you start doing some hurricane preparedness when we still have severe weather going on in the United States. So how is that going to play into things? And you're further out from the actual peak of the season when you get the strongest type of storms, and that's what we're really preparing for. So there has to be some climate science, there has to be some meteorology in here, but I want some social science in there too to see if this is a smart thing to do.
Despite not making changes to the start date of the 2021 season, NHC did start to issue outlooks every 6 hours back on May 15th.
This year, and we've had activity occurring prior to June 1st, several of the last few years, prior to the official start of the hurricane season. So this is just a way to provide more consistent messaging about systems that could go on to become tropical depressions or tropical storms as we get into that late May and even early June timeframe.
Dr. Brennan added that the problem with early systems is that they normally form closer to land with a very little lead time before landfall. With another active hurricane season upon us, the National Hurricane Center has this message.
Whether it's 14 or 30 like last year or 1, look, if you get 1 storm in South Texas, then it's a busy year and you just got to be ready.
And according to Colorado State University, this year will be another active hurricane season in the Atlantic. They're predicting 17 named storms. 8 of those could become hurricanes, and 4 of those could become major hurricanes, Category 3 or stronger. The forecast also calls for a 60% chance of a major hurricane landfall in the United States, somewhere between Maine and the Rio Grande Valley, and a 44% chance of a major landfall in the western Gulf Coast.
And the more storms that form in the Gulf, South Padre Island was left more vulnerable to future storms, especially after last year's record season. After the 2020 hurricane season produced record after record, South Padre Island was left more vulnerable to future storms.
After each storm, we had less of a protective barrier.
9 storms in the Gulf of Mexico, a historic 2020 hurricane season. Even though just 1 storm made landfall in the valley, South Padre Island saw repeated impacts from other storms.
Each storm that went through the Gulf, we saw higher and higher tides. We saw more destruction to the dunes itself.
South Padre Island Shoreline Director Christina Boberka says the area near the White Sands beach access saw some of the worst impacts.
There are probably used to be about 20 more feet of dunes in this area. And if you get close, you can still see the root structures there. So hopefully that those are still in place. We can work on building those back to where they were so that we have that protection in the long run.
That protection will be critical in building up South Padre Island's defense for future storms. As the National Weather Service warns future storms will be more intense, that future defense will be even more important. So why will storms be more intense? Laura Ferris from the National Weather Service in Brownsville says sea surface temperature plays a big role.
The warmer the sea surface temperatures, the more fuel is available for these storms. So I think that's probably on a climate side of things, that will definitely contribute to stronger storms. There'll be fewer storms, but the storms will be stronger in intensity.
For the 2021 season, forecasters are calling for yet another potentially active season with above average numbers of named storms and hurricanes. And South Padre Island officials are asking residents, business owners, and visitors to stay informed this hurricane season. They're asking everyone to sign up for Swift 911. That's the city's emergency notification system that sends out notifications directly to you through your phone and or email. Additionally, you will be needing a re-entry sticker for your vehicle to be able to return to the island in the event of an emergency. Registration for both the stickers and notification systems is through the city's website.
Year-round, Cameron County Emergency Management has been working to make sure people living there have the tools they need to prepare for the storm. Meteorologist Chris Ramirez has more on how to stay informed this hurricane season.
Cameron County is the most populated county in the RGV that is on the Texas coast, making this area highly vulnerable to hurricanes and tropical storms. I spoke to Tom Hushin, Emergency Management Coordinator, to see what the county is doing to prepare for this hurricane season.
We do things every year. We prepare our sandbag distributions, so we have new sandbaggers that are in our county areas that our precincts take care of, and they produce those. We also have all of our precincts that have been working on the ditches, making sure that they're cleaned out.
With hurricane season fast approaching, preparing and planning also starts with you at home. You can start by making sure you have several ways to receive alerts on your mobile device from emergency officials.
We also work with our 911 district on something called Code Red that people can apply for. They use their cell phones, they go to CameronCounty911.com, and they register their phones. It's a free service. This way, if we do have a certain area that needs to be either evacuated, we can also send that information out on Code Red.
With power of social media, be aware that there could be false information that could go viral.
And we always ask people on their Facebook page to look at legitimate resources. Don't be looking at somebody who's passing things around, because sometimes that information isn't correct and it causes a panic throughout the region.
As always, if a major hurricane is approaching, heed evacuation orders. Once evacuation orders are issued, keep in mind that shelters in Cameron County likely will not be available.
Well, remember, during a Category 4, Category 5 storm, we want people to evacuate. If we open shelters, then people don't evacuate, and the way that people can get injured or hurt that way. We always try and work with the state of Texas and trying to get people evacuated out of the storm surge, out of where the storm is going to hit.
Tom recommends to use state resources for evacuation as a last resort.
There's 500,000 people in our county, and that takes quite a bit of time to be able to get people out. So if you have a family member, we always say go with a family member, have them evacuate you. We don't want you to use, state resources are used as a last resort, because remember, all it is to keep you safe.
This means that state resources will take you to a secure location, but that does not mean that you will be comfortable. If you need assistance from Texas Health and Human Resources, you can dial 211 or visit online at 211texas.org. As the tropics start becoming active, it is never too early to start preparing.
I want to make sure that everybody gets a plan. Make sure that you have resources. If you choose to stay during a mandatory evacuation, that is your decision, but remember that when the storm gets really bad and the winds are really blowing and something damages your house, it's difficult for first responders to get there.
Like Tom said, preparing and having a plan now is key to keeping you and your loved ones safe this hurricane season. Reporting from Cameron County, I'm Valley Storm Team Meteorologist Chris Ramirez.
Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez says the county is prepared to respond in case of a hurricane. Cortez says all the precincts are ready to respond, and when a storm hits, they're ready to go. He's also reminding residents to be ready for a storm anytime. He says it's important to start now and not wait until the storm threatens the area.
Each precinct has already elevated all of the resources and they're ready to go in the event that something happens for us to provide relief. And
Cortez says the county also has contractors in place if they need additional help for brush pickup or help with damaged homes. They're also working closely with the American Red Cross to help with shelters if needed.
And Judge Cortez also providing an update on the levee breach in Hidalgo County. He says the gaps left after construction was halted on the border wall are in the process of being repaired. If you remember, 4 gaps were found following an inspection. One of those has been fixed already. The other should be completed by June 1st. If for any reason there is a delay, a storm threatens the area, there is a contingency plan in place to make sure flooding does not become an issue. And as you prepare your family for hurricane season, it's important to make sure your elderly family members and neighbors also have a plan. Be sure to check on them and, if possible, help them get their kits ready, get their supplies ready, and talk to them about making sure they have a safe place to stay at if a storm hits.
Older generation, they'd rather stay at their house, at least have somebody stay with them to help them out. In a case of hurricane and stuff, because remember, once a hurricane going through, nobody will be able to pretty much go out in the after 40-mile-an-hour winds, you know.
Hidalgo County also has an alert center where you can sign up to get important information sent straight to your phone.
Coming up, the routes you will need to take if you have to evacuate and how construction will impact that.
And plus, getting the supplies you need in your kits. We have a checklist to make sure you are prepared for the storm.
Before the storm, we'll be right back after these messages. Before the storm, supported by AARP RGV.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps. Turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch support's going to do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
When it comes to internet and TV, Spectrum has the competition beat.
Really? Can you keep up with all this?
Yes. With faster download speeds and better performance, Spectrum is the #1 choice for gamers. Switch now with the fastest internet starting speeds for the price. 100 megabits. That's enough speed to game, surf, stream, and more on all your devices. Get Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Okay, but what about TV? It's not easy to find something that works for everyone.
Spectrum TV with the free Spectrum TV app lets you watch live sports, local news, and more on your TV and on your devices. And unlike satellite, there's no ugly dish on your roof. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Too bad I'm in a contract.
Stuck in a contract? Spectrum will buy it out up to $500.
Seriously?
And you won't have to sign a new one. Don't wait. Switch today.
Awesome. Nice.
Yes! Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-742-4499.
Hurricane season is here. When a storm is threatening the valley, look to AARP in RGV as a vital resource for our valley population and their families. AARP in RGV has up-to-the-minute local hurricane information as well as resources in order to be well prepared. Remember, your salud and well-being are our primary concern now and in the days to come. No matter what age you are, AARP in RGV. Juntos, todo es posible.
Hurricanes are not just a coastal problem. Their impacts can be felt hundreds of miles inland, and significant impacts can occur without it being a major hurricane. Some of the hazards these storms can bring to the U.S. coastline and inland include storm surge along the coast, inland flooding due to heavy rainfall, tornadoes and strong winds, and rip currents and large waves.
And if a major storm threatens the area, you may be asked to evacuate, and that's why it's important to know what routes to take if that happens. Meteorologist Jim Danner joins us now with what you need to know. Jim?
The message continues to be, have a plan, and that includes making one that includes evacuations. According to the Texas Department of Transportation, there are 3 main roads in the valley, which is Interstate 69C, Interstate 69E, and Interstate 2. All 3 lead you to evacuation routes out of the valley. In case of a major storm, a contraflow is established, which means all 6 lanes of the expressway will turn into one-ways to get people out of the area. Officials say U.S. Highway 77 towards Corpus Christi would not be used to route people out due to conditions in that area and because of traffic backups.
We only got 3 major roads, but it's important that you prepare your vehicle, that you prepare your family before getting on the road. And again, where to go? Well, that all depends on where that hurricane is headed, and it all depends where you, as an individual, want to go.
When evacuating, do not overload your car. On the evacuation route, look out for signs and directions from law enforcement agencies and follow them. Do not attempt to return as soon as the storm passes. Your area may not yet be safe. Instead, wait for word from local officials as to when you may return. To help, TxDOT has an app that will give you up-to-the-minute information on road conditions across the valley. It's on their website, drivetexas.org. One more important detail. Please include your pets in your evacuation plans. Ahead of the storm, you can also order an emergency alert sticker through the ASPCA that you can place on your front door to alert emergency personnel that pets are inside your home in case you have to vacate in an emergency. A link to their site is on valleycentral.com. Now let's check in with Brian, who has more on what you need to get your home ready in case of a storm.
Before we talk about preparing your home, let's talk about preparing your wallet. When the electricity is out, cash is king. So before the storm hits, get to your local ATM and stock up. Once your wallet is happy, it's time to head over to your local building supply store to make your home happy by being prepared for hurricane season. George Palacios has seen it all. People from all over the valley gearing up and stocking up with everything from plywood to tarps to protect their home.
We have flashlights, we have buckets, tarps, all the types of lumber they're going to need for any type of hurricanes. I do have some kits or little displays that we make for hurricane awareness that we have just about anything that we think would be helpful for them.
You can't go cheap when it comes to plywood. You have to get the thick stuff, and that's going to set you back more this year. George says wood and wood products have doubled and even tripled in price.
They definitely have gone up quite a bit, so I do recommend people try to come by as soon as possible, get that. Some of the quantities and availability is a little low as well. So, I mean, if they want to come by and get that as quick as possible, that way they'll beat the rushes whenever a hurricane does come by. That would be really great.
The good news is, if you're not too handy with one of these, you can get a bag of these. They're called ply locks, and they're handy as anything. You can put up plywood, lickety-split, and take it down just as easy.
Especially for those who aren't too well adjusted with, getting things through the brick, or they don't want to damage the homes. Those ply locks are just, they kill it. So, yeah, they're really useful.
Don't be intimidated by all this heavy lifting. The folks at your favorite store are probably very happy to help. Speaking of help, don't forget all the goodies like batteries and tarps and flashlights. Make a list and check it twice. The basic home prep list includes batteries, all the different ones you'll need, flashlights, cell phone chargers, even the solar-powered ones, pet food, tarps, sandbags, battery-powered radio or TV, and change of clothes and mosquito repellent. Important documents, cash, and prescriptions should be in a safe, dry place. The full list is even longer, so if you need help making one, check out our website, valleycentral.com.
The CDC recommending if you need to go to a public shelter, bring at least 2 cloth face coverings for each person and, if possible, hand sanitizer. And from preparing your home to making sure you have enough food and water, meteorologist Freddie Vela breaks down some of those must-have items.
All right, everyone, so I am here at H-E-B on 10th and Trenton, and I have my little supply list here that you can get on HEB.com. So I'm here. Let's go see if we can get what we need. All right, so we have just started, and already we're in an area that we need to buy a lot of stuff, hygiene things that we might need, like shampoo, conditioner. Be prepared. You want to make sure you have everything in case you're inside your house for a few days. Come on, let's go. Oh, I'm definitely going to need some toothbrush. Why don't we grab some really quickly? Some good ones, too. H-E-B brand, they always got what you need. Oh, man, deodorant, super important. Got to get some of that deodorant. I'm going to grab some Old Spice. That's my personal favorite. Come on, let's go. Perfect. A first aid kit. Definitely need to have one just in case there's an accident during the hurricane. I'm going to take one. Let's keep going. Oh, there's some water right here, just what we need. And of course, there is lots of bottled waters that you can buy, or of course, you can buy a gallon of water. In fact, you're gonna need a gallon of water per day per person. So make sure you have plenty, enough for at least 7 days. And one of the last places we're going to stop is here with the canned food aisle. There's so many canned foods that we need to buy, like tomato, like beans, like corn. Because remember, you're going to be there for a few days. You need to make sure you have enough food for everyone. So I'm going to pick up a bunch of canned food, and then we're good to go. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
Something else to add to your checklist is call your insurance company or agent. Make sure you have enough homeowners insurance to repair or even replace your home and your belongings. Don't forget coverage for your car or boat, all that. Remember, standard homeowners insurance doesn't cover flooding. Whether you're a homeowner or renter, you'll need a separate policy for that, and it's available through your company, agent, or the National Flood Insurance Program at floodsmart.gov. You'll need to act now, for flood insurance requires a 30-day waiting period. Coming up, how local electric companies are preparing for the upcoming hurricane season and the upgrades they have made in parts of the valley. Plus, what you should be doing now to be sure your portable generator is working correctly before the power goes out.
Before the storm, we'll be right back after these messages.
Hurricane season is here. When a storm is threatening the valley, look to AARP in RGV as a vital resource for our valley population and their families. AARP in RGV has up-to-the-minute local hurricane information as well as resources in order to be well prepared. Remember, your salud and well-being are our primary concern now and in the days to come. No matter what age you are, AARP in RGV. Juntos, todo es posible.
Oh, baby, are you going my way? I see you kicking out for hours a day, so baby, don't know you at all. I'm not crazy or a fiend. Not stalker and a fiend. La, how you know what I see? Let's go. Oh, okay. Got a feeling, 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 got a feeling.
Monitor, check, and lock down your money with security from Chase. Control feels good. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Life is full of bittersweet transitions. Sometimes these changes can hit harder than expected and may contribute to feelings of hopelessness.
We've got this, Dad.
Or even thoughts of suicide. Support from friends and family can make a big difference to a veteran going through a difficult time.
You good, sir?
Together, our actions could help save a life.
I got this.
Learn more at veteranscrisisline.net.
When a disaster strikes, one of the first to respond is the American Red Cross. They are there to offer support for all 4 counties here in the Valley and other areas in South Texas. They provide food, assistance, and even sheltering. They can't do it without your help either. So donations are needed to make sure they have the supplies they need to help families get back on their feet. Monetary donations are best, and they can be done through their website, or you can text Red Cross to 90999 to make a $10 donation, or you can call 1-800-HELP-NOW if you'd like to become a volunteer. Contact their offices here in Harlingen or in McAllen. And if we learned anything back in February with the winter storm, we know big weather events can knock out power for days or even weeks. If the power does go out in your home, it's important to disconnect large appliance items to avoid a surge when the electricity does return. Earlier this year, AEP Texas did some upgrades to utility poles in Cameron County. It started in Los Fresnos along Highway 100 and continued east onto Port Isabel. And soon will begin on South Padre Island.
And all these improvements, you know, these poles and these wires are engineered and built to withstand winds of up to 140 miles an hour. So all these improvements are made to improve reliability in that area and to prepare for the event of a hurricane.
AEP has a mobile app that customers can sign up for as well. It allows you to report outages right through your phone, and it will even send you updates on restoration times.
Now is also a good time to check your power generator to make sure it's working and working well. Meteorologist Andrew Shipley tells us what goes into maintenance.
You never know when you might need one, and you definitely don't want to be without power and without ability to charge your phone.
Esteban Mendoza is the general manager at South Cape Mower in Harlingen. He says that if you have gasoline in your tank without a fuel stabilizer in it, that is most likely bad fuel. Even with fuel stabilizer, that only keeps your gas good for up to 6 months.
If you let it sit there without any fuel stabilizer or anything like that, it'll get gummed up and it'll comes out like gum.
This is also a great time to check the oil and change your oil filter. A generator needs its oil changed on average after every 50 hours of usage. With an average run time of about 10 hours per day, your generator will need its oil changed after about 5 days of usage.
Standard engine uses about half a quart, which is about 16 ounces. So yeah, you would use a small bottle like this, and that should be good enough for your engine.
If you are planning on not using your generator for longer than 6 months, Esteban says it is best to just drain the fuel tank and fuel lines and clean out your equipment of grit and gunk.
For long-term storage, you want to go ahead, drain the fuel system, store it away, make sure there's no gas or anything like that, and also run it every 4 to 5 months just to make sure everything's good. Put a little bit of fuel in there, and and just burn it out and store it away.
Storing your generator in the proper location around your home is also important. The biggest enemy to your generator is rain, snow, excessive heat, and below freezing temperatures. These factors could all lead to malfunction down the road.
Of course, now, we can't stress enough that there's time to prepare now. So when it comes time for a hurricane, when it's on our doorstep, the odds that you'll be, well, not under so much stress will be a great comfort to you and your family. Now, let's take time now to write down that hurricane plan, folks. This is it. Know the issues, know your evacuation orders, know the terminology, determine locations where you will ride out the storm, and start to get your supplies now. Being prepared before a hurricane threatens makes you resilient to the storm impact of wind and water. It will mean the difference between being a hurricane victim or being a hurricane survivor.
Yeah, we just can't stress enough the preparation. The time is now to get that plan in place to protect you and your family. And that's basically all we have for now. We want to remind all of this.
Isaac, can I remind everybody?
Yes.
The National Weather Service loves to say this, so that's why I wanted to interrupt. It only takes one.
It does.
The hurricane season can be a complete dud, and then all of a sudden one storm comes on in, and your hurricane season is a bad one. Last year we had Hannah, was just one storm. For folks in Port Mansfield and Raymond, that was a bad year.
It was.
But a lot of other folks around the valley hardly noticed. So again, hurricanes are fickle critters, and sometimes they come where they're supposed to, sometimes they don't. So that's why when you're prepared, you're good to go.
Yeah, that one storm, it doesn't have to be a Category 5 either, as we saw with Hannah last year. Plenty of damage with just that Category 1 storm.
I was actually scolded one time by a meteorologist who said there's no such thing as a minimal hurricane. I used that word in a meeting of meteorologists, and he said, no, there's no such thing as a minimal hurricane.
That's good. That's good advice.
Anyway, thank you for joining us.